Hello everyone, and welcome to Fun Views Tutorials. My name is David, and I will be your host for this series. First off, I just want to say I am so excited today because this is my very first video ever on YouTube. And I want to dedicate this to every single family member, every single friend who encouraged me, who told me I could do this. Whenever I brought up the idea, they said, "Oh my God, that is such a good idea. You do it, Dave." This is dedicated to you guys. So what is Fun Views Tutorials? Arts, crafts, home decor, anything that I find interesting, creative, but most importantly fun, I want to share with you. Step-by-step guides, tutorials, to create something like this. So today's video, my first one, we are going to do this abstract geometric painting. Couple of colors, minimal utilities needed or materials needed, so I hope you join me. After the intro, we'll do the materials list and then we'll get started. See you on the other side. Okay, intro is over and done with. Now let's get on to the materials list and what you're going to need to complete this project. First things first, you're going to need yourself a canvas. This one here is a wood frame with the canvas stretched over it. I got it at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. You can't beat that pricing now, can you? This one measures 8 inches by 10 inches. I think it's a perfect size for this project. Now again, you can use this size, you can use a smaller size, or you can use a bigger size. You can just take what you learned today and implement that onto any size canvas. Second thing you'll need are paintbrushes. Now, sizing on these, I would probably recommend somewhere around this frame, or this size, sorry. Any bigger, like this guy here, I probably would not go with, to be honest. Anywhere in this size frame, I think is perfect for the project that we're going to do today. Now, you don't have to use the most expensive paintbrushes in the world. These ones I got at Michael's. I bought these ones individually, these ones as a set, and I really can't remember what the pricing is, but honestly, you can go to the dollar store, go to the Dollar Tree, pick yourself up some paintbrushes. Those will work just fine. Paints, we're going to use acrylic paints today. The brand that I usually use and that I like is available at Michael's. It's the Liquitex Basics. Today I'm going to use a white and a black. Mix those together, you're going to get the gray. And here's our wonderful gold color that we're going to use as well from the same brand. Now, if you are on a limited budget, there are some brands that you can use from the dollar stores. So this brand here at the Dollar Tree, this brand here at Dollarama here in Canada, and they run maybe about $1, $1.50 each. These ones, perfectly fine as well for what we're doing today. There's no issues at all. Painter's tape. This here is masking tape. You can use the blue or the green masking tape as well, or the painter's tape. That's totally fine. I just couldn't find this in the size that I wanted. I think this is a little bit too big for what we're going to do today. So this one again is masking tape. It got at the Dollarama just for $1.25. Can't beat that pricing. What I would recommend having on hand is a glass container. Fill it about halfway with water just to kind of dilute our paints a little bit to get everything going. Also, if you make a little bit of a mess, I would recommend having a little bit of a rag on the side as well. So basically, that is everything that you're going to need to create this wonderful, fun, and exciting abstract geometric painting. Let's get started. Okay, here we go. We have our materials, everything's set up. Let's get started. So we're going to take our canvas. So again, this is just a 8-inch by 10-inch canvas. It's a stretch canvas over a wood frame. I got this at the Dollar Tree. All we're going to do is we're going to take our painter's tape, and there is no right way to do this. There's no wrong way to do this. Any way you want to do this, it is totally up to you. You can copy exactly what I do. You can do the exact opposite of what I do. The beauty thing about art is there is no right way to do it and there's no wrong way to do it. It is whatever pleases you and whatever pleases your eye. Just let your creative side come loose, really, is basically what it comes down to. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take some painter's tape. Well, this is masking tape actually. And I'm just going to kind of I want a line right there. And we put it down. Now, I usually wrap it around the sides because I do like to paint the sides of my canvases. Some people just go right to the edge here. Some they do paint the sides. I like to paint the sides, so I wrap it all the way around. So that's my first line. What you have to consider when you're doing this is anything, or any area I should say, that the tape is covering is going to reveal your background color. So for this project, it's going to bring up the natural canvas. Now I kind of like the natural canvas coming through now and then, but let's say you wanted to have black lines where the tape is, you'll need to paint the entire surface of your canvas black, or whatever color you want. I mean, you can come in and paint it yellow if you want. That's totally fine as well. So just to let you know, anywhere you put the tape, the color of the canvas will pop through. So whatever your background is. And you remember how I told you I'm a messy painter? I was mixing my gray, my white and my black to get gray, and see, I'm already dirty. Anyways, moving on. So you're essentially just taking tape out and you're just kind of eyeballing it to whatever you want, whatever angles you want, straight lines. I'm kind of going for maybe like that triangle geometric look. And if you make a mistake, the beauty part about tape is you just take it off and you put another piece down. I mean, there's nothing really too complicated about that, right? So again, just take your tape off, yeah, this looks good, this looks interesting. We're gonna go with this and just keep rolling. So it's just a matter of wrapping around the sides. And what we'll do is we'll come by later on and we will just actually get those more secured down. So I think I'll just put one right here. La la la. And I think I'm gonna come down a little bit, maybe just one right here. Now this isn't the first time that I'm actually using painter's tape or masking tape for something like this. I've done a couple of art pieces myself where I've used tape, experimented with tape. It's, you know, it kind of got away from me at one point, and then I was like, oh, that's way too much tape. But then, you know, the effect was really cool, you know, it ended up being a really cool effect, and I really liked it. So I just keep rolling with it, and I think it's fun too. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. I enjoy doing it, so why not, right? I think maybe I'm going to do, what am I gonna do? I'll do this, because I'm kind of coming to the end, and I don't want to have too much just white, but I think I'm going to do one more and then I'm going to tell myself to stop. Because like I just said, you can totally go overboard. But again, there is no wrong and there's no right. So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take my finger and kind of go through where all the tape is, just to make sure I have a nice little edge there. Now, again, if you peel this up and something's bleeding, who really cares, right? As long as you had fun doing it, as long as you enjoy looking at your painting, that's all that matters. This is what you're creating. Art is a wonderful and beautiful thing. There we go. So I'm all done. What I did on the side is I actually went ahead and I mixed my white and my black together. And I got this gray color. I mixed a whole bunch of white. Now, if this is your first time mixing colors, just be wary. You only need a little bit of black in that white if you're gonna do the gray. Now, you can definitely go out and buy yourself one of these little tubes of gray paint if you want. That's totally fine, totally acceptable. I just had the white and the black, so I decided to make it. But if you're gonna go that route, it's your first time mixing paint, you do not need a lot of black, because a little bit of black goes a very long way. So if you're mixing it in, like I am here, I did a huge dollop of white, and I put in just a tiny, tiny bit of black. You can always add more to it rather than take it away, right? So that's what we're gonna do. So I have my water off to the side here. I'm just gonna use my paintbrush. I have dabbled it in water a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna kind of think maybe what I'm gonna do, most of these I'm gonna do in a gray color. And like I said, right in the materials list, there is this gold paint that I really love. You can see that I kind of used it already. From Liquitex, it's the basic collection. Again, I got this from Michael's. It's around $7, $8 after taxes. And I really do love this color, it really pops. So I wanna do this gray, and with this gold mixed with the white, and I think that'll look kind of cool. So what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna do like maybe this gold, maybe these two gold and this one gold, or maybe this one, these two gold. I don't know, I'm gonna see. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do like an odd amount. For me, I like, it's more naturally pleasing to have an odd amount, which is more natural to the eye. It's hard to explain, rather than an even amount. An even amount is very mathematical, you know, you have 4, you have 2, whereas an odd number seems a little bit more natural, you know. So we're just gonna go with that. I'm gonna do about maybe about 3 or 5 sections that are going to be the gold, and the rest are going to be this gray color. So again, I just got my brush, wetted a little bit here, and I'm gonna take my paint. I'm gonna get my brush. It's the first time dipping in right now, so I'm just gonna get my brush a little bit of that color. Of course, I got a lot on there, and I also got a stray hair, which is no big deal. We just get rid of it. And now I know this big piece here, I'm gonna do, definitely going to do it in that gray color. So again, I'm just going to move the paint across with my paintbrush. Whether you paint up or down, across, diagonal, again, there's no wrong way to do this. There's no right way to do this. Any way is the proper way. Whatever you do, you do. So, and like I said, I usually come down to the side here. I just like to cover the sides of my canvas as well. Now you can kind of see here, I'm gonna need a little bit more paint. Now you can just do, you know, 2 or 3 coats if you want. Today I'm gonna see if I can do it all just in one coat, just to see how kind of quickly I can do it, to show you guys that you don't need to spend 7 hours doing a painting or 7 days doing a painting. That's something like this. You can do nice and quick in an afternoon. Have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or a glass of wine, whichever you choose. And we're just gonna go to the side again here. Nice and simple. So get that nice coverage, and there you go. You just keep going. I think I'm gonna do this one gray. Just paint it across. Get that color down. Get it into the canvas. And right to the side. So far, so good. So these two, I think I'm gonna do gold, and this one I'm gonna do gold. So I am gonna do this one here. Now, obviously, you see the amount of paint that I have here. Obviously, I went way, way overboard. So you do not need that much paint. I'm used to working on a larger canvas. I mean, the smallest canvas I usually work on is like a 16 by 20. So I think I was a little bit overzealous when I was squeezing the tube, which is totally fine. You know what? I can use that for something else later on. If maybe I'll figure something else to do. I'll just wrap it in cellophane or a Ziploc bag, throw some water on it, and rejuvenate the paint. I will say this though, if you've never worked with acrylic paints before, they do dry very quickly. Now, we're not talking in a nanosecond, but they do dry quickly. So again, painting the sides here. So just be wary of that. When you're doing a section or an area, you know, you don't have 20 minutes like oil paints, for example, to put paint on and then, oh, you know what, I'll go and grab my coffee, or, you know, I'll go change the channel on the TV that I'm watching because I'm binge watching Netflix while I'm actually painting, which I've done sometimes, and hey, it's fun. Why not, right? We all do it. So there you go. So I'm just kind of going through and covering all the white spots that I see. And yes, you are going to get a little bit messy like I do. So is your surface, especially when you do this, unless you have an easel. I mean, I do have an easel, but I mean, it's a little bit too large to kind of fit in the screen here. Anyways, so I'm just gonna continue with this. So I'm gonna do gold, gold, gold. This is going to be gray. Now I knew I had a conversation going, so hopefully I finished that, that topic before I moved on to the next thing here. If not, leave a comment below. Tell me that I didn't finish my train of thought and you guys are left in the dark. So 1, 2, 3, 4, you know what I'm gonna do? So I'm gonna go gold, 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 and then the rest of this is gonna be gray. So I'm just gonna come in here and do my gray color all the way through here. So just a little bit about me. I am a self-exploring artist. I live in Toronto, Canada. Toronto, Ontario, Canada. My day job is not creative in the least. It's actually very, very technical. I deal with an engineering design firm that specializes in telecommunications. So you can see where there is no creativity there. But that is what I do Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And on the weekends, I pretty much set up my easel, get my paints out, I get my hands dirty, and I just kind of go at it. I just figure out, well, I shouldn't say I figure out, I just kind of go with it. I go with the flow. When I feel like painting, I sometimes am up at 5 o'clock in the morning. That creative strike just happens to get me. I grab my cup of coffee, and again, we're just going with the edges here. I grab my cup of coffee and I start painting. Sometimes I paint for the entire day and I pretty much zone out, don't talk to anybody, just kind of do my thing, which is kind of nice sometimes. You know, you have that alone time to yourself, and my partner understands, which is really good. So thank you, Rob. So I've pretty much done what I wanted to do here with the gray, and I think hopefully I've covered everything. I'm just going to do a quick scan here. I think everything is covered with the gray, and I'm just going to put that, and I'm going to grab actually a new brush to start with these gold sections here. So I think I'm just going to take this brush here and I'm going to do the gold. Now I have the gold over here and I have to get me some, but I'm just going to dip my brush in first. Now with paints, a little does go a long way. So hopefully I still have some of this left. I have used a ton of it because I love it. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Oops. Now you're probably not going to need that much of this gold paint. So again, this is the Liquitex. It's just in gold. And of course, look, I'm getting dirty all over again. As always, it's nothing new here. That's why you have that rag. There you go. So there's that gold color. And look, even here on the palette, look how it shines. Isn't that wicked? Oh, I love this color. So I'm just gonna take my other paintbrush. I've wet it a little bit. I'm gonna get some paint in there, just kind of get it in, get that paintbrush saturated. And the beauty part of the tape is you don't have to be precise. So you can just kind of go in there with that gold paint. Wow. Now this one you might need a couple of coats on. When I've done it in the past, I did do a couple of coats. What I'm actually going to do is use a smaller brush, I think. So I'm just gonna wet that one and I'm gonna get this one all ready. And let's just do it here. There we go, that's a little bit better. So yeah, so for these ones here, I would do 2 or 3 coats. So get some paint on there, give it a layer. Don't gloop it on, because I mean, a couple of coats isn't all that time consuming, especially with acrylic paints. So, I mean, really, within 5 minutes, not even, this is gonna be dry. So we can kind of come back in 5 minutes time or less than 5 minutes and just put on a second coat or possibly a third coat as well. There we go. I should actually do this. I'm pulling it towards me to do it myself. And I'm pulling it away. And this one over here. Let's just do this. And you can already see these two colors coming together, which I think is really nice. I love that color combo. So we'll just throw some on the side here like we did before. And I think I'm just going to give this a little bit more coat. There we go. Of course, what I realized I have just done is I did 1, 2, 3, 4, and I wanted to do another one over here that I covered in gray. But you know what? I'm not going to freak out about it. It's totally fine. It is what it is. It just happened to work out that way. I'm just going to let this dry for a little bit because I will come back and do another coat with the gold, and I might even do another coat with the gray just to kind of make sure that's all covered in. So I'm just going to let it sit for a bit and dry off, and then we will come back and we will finish this. Okay, so it's been about maybe 5 minutes, And it's all dry. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna do a second coat like we talked about. So I did put a little bit of a plastic coating on this while I kind of ran away and washed my hands. So what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna come back here and we're just gonna grab some more of that gray. And I am, like I said, going to do a second coat of the gray just to kind of keep everything nice and smooth, nice and even. A second coat never hurts. I'm obviously not going to fill it up like crazy. I'm not gonna splash a whole bunch of paint on. I'm just gonna do a nice thin coat. Nothing crazy. Just make sure everything's covered and give it a nice clean finish there at the top. Nice. Some more paint. Keep going. Because I saw a couple of, actually while it was drying. Yes, I did watch paint dry. And yes, it is boring. So here we go. Da, 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 da. And of course, I think we've only been doing this now for what? Has it even been 10, 15 minutes? I don't know. You know what? Whenever I paint, time just flies by. It does not stand still at all. I mean, I will start a painting and then 6 hours later, Rob will come up and say, so you ready for lunch yet? So time just flies by. And if you do something that you love, if it's something, you know, you're passionate about, regardless of what it is, I mean, if it's changing a carburetor, well, actually we don't have carburetors anymore, do we? Whatever it is, if you have a passion for it, you get in that zone and nothing can bring you out of that zone. And it's a wonderful place to be at. And that for me is anything creative, anything to do with the arts, anything like that. So that's actually why I started my channel. A lot of people were talking to me. Actually, I do have a very good friend of mine, Bill, who does his YouTube channel. It is Plants and Things, hosted by Bill. So if you're into the plants, into horticulture, definitely go check him out. He is funny, he's hilarious. I have known him for years on end. Anyways, he was one of the individuals who convinced me to start up on YouTube and to do something like this. So thank you to Bill. So hopefully everything works out. If it doesn't, I'm coming after you, Bill. Just kidding. So I'm coming in with the gold, and you can see the difference between these two here. There's your second coat. I mean, you can already see how that gold just pops up right now, right? I mean, look at that shine. That is so awesome. There is no wonder. I love this color. So I'm just painting the sides again, like I said, but here we go. There's that gold again. I'm going in with a little bit more just for this big area here. And the one thing, like I said, I love about the tape is you don't have to be precise. Like if you were to draw that line, you would have to be so precise. And well, as you can see, I'm not that precise. But anyways, I am to a point. I'm precise with work, let's put it that way. So if my boss is watching, who, by the way, is another fantastic artist. He does these amazing, amazing pieces. I love them. They are so awesome. And he's also a drummer too. So very creative. Sometimes we'll get talking about artwork or painting at work, and we'll just talk and talk and talk. It's awesome. And of course, finding another individual who is creative and who loves doing creative things, you can just bounce ideas off of each other. Oh, the sky is the limit for that. So here we go, my last triangle. There we are. And of course, the best part about all of this, it looks a hot mess right now, and so does my counter. But the best part is when you take that tape off and it reveals everything underneath. That is an amazing part. So there you have it, you're done. What I would do is I would just let this dry for a little bit, not too long, just a little bit, and then I would start taking the tape off. For mine, I'm gonna start taking the tape off now. I wish I remembered the order, but I don't, so I'm just gonna have to kind of wing it right now. So it looks like this one's coming. This is kind of the tedious part where you don't want that wet paint to come up and ruin the white spots. So this is the time where I wish I had 6 hands. take this tape off here, and then you can watch me and laugh at me as I get dirtier and dirtier with this project. But as I always say, that's half the fun of it, really. And I'm stuck. There we go. I'm just going to use my nail. There we go. We got it. We're rolling. Okay. I think I can just work from the bottom now to the top. No, I lied. I gotta do this one here. So as you can see, those nice crisp lines are coming up and revealing your pattern. There we go. Did I just jinx myself? No, maybe we're on a roll. Yes, there we are. And I think it's one more and we are done. Where is it? There we go. Last one. And there's the reveal. So, there's a little bit here. I think that was me just kind of being clumsy. But you can see how nice and easy this was to do. Very limited materials needed for this. Again, paints, paintbrushes, you can get those at the dollar store. This canvas came from the dollar store. The masking tape came from the dollar store as well. So very simple, very easy to do. Now, the best part about an abstract painting like this is this could be the bottom, 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 or you can hang it crooked. I mean, the sky is the limit with art. I'm actually happy with this piece. I think my favorite way is this way, to be honest with you. So maybe you agree, maybe you don't agree, but a nice, simple, abstract, geometric painting, all created by you. I used gray and gold for this, but again, you can use any color. The choice is yours. Art is up to you. Art is your choice. Again, whatever you want to do. And voila, the reveal. So the paint's all dry now, and I just have it set up here on a wooden canvas, some succulents, and I've grouped it together with this white picture as well. You can see the gray tones, neutral tones in the kitchen, and how that gold really, really pops in this room, especially when the light hits it, and it just gives off that wonderful, wonderful shine. I'm so happy I used these colors. I hope you enjoyed yourself today. I really hope you grabbed that paintbrush and you grabbed those paints and you decided to join me and create this little piece of abstract art yourself. Let me know in the comments below. Tell me how it went. Tell me what colors you used. I'm always happy to hear from somebody. Give it a like, give it a share, let your friends know what you could do, and don't forget, hit that subscribe button. I'll be releasing 2 videos per week, and you never know what we're going to get up to together. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye.